one. He tweeted us. There we go. Hey, we're live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Awesemo.com live before lock show, where we will take you through the day's 9-game MLB slate, discussing all the finer things as gentlemen who play DFS will do. I'm Chris Spags, joined by my good pal, the Chubster, Josh Engelman. How you doing, Josh?
Shitty. The morning slate sucked.
Apparently had some Cubs issues. That was what you said before we came on the air?
Yeah, I had like 3 times the field on the Cubs, and they got shut down by Jason Vargas to start, and then the only thing of value that they did was a pinch hit home run. So, really great day. I think they had 3 hits into that pinch hit home run, so fuck them.
That's why you gotta scout your pinch hitters pretty thoroughly. We always say that here at Awesemo.com. It's actually our tagline, scout your pinch hitters thoroughly.
The irony of me fully fading Jason Vargas on a 3-game early slate is not lost on me.
That is the poetry of DFS. Whenever you think it's going to zig, it zags. And that's why we're here every night. That's why we're talking strategy. We are a show that is about the strategy and the fine art of DFS more than we are a pick show. Because, we try to not get too hurt when our Cubs lineups go south like that.
Yeah.
But we're back tonight. We are going to have Awesemo, the founder of our site and the top player in DFS, on the show in 10 minutes. Then, of course, at 6:30 Eastern time, we'll have our trademark, the only place in the internet that does this, home run picks. And actually, the only place on the internet doing it well right now is Jake Hari, who had a double dong yesterday with his pick after having another home run before that. So Jake is now in the lead in our home run derby. How does it make you feel, Josh?
It makes me feel awful. 2 weeks ago, we were talking shit about him being like 6 home runs back. And then Chris Davis went back-to-back. He got another one, gets a double dong last night. I'm kind of sick of it. I liked it better when I was leading. I don't want to come in last.
The ebbs and flows of it are pretty tough. Like I keep thinking one of us has it figured out, and then that person goes cold, then somebody else gets hot, and then that person goes cold. It's a really vicious cycle we subjected ourselves to for the live stream.
Yeah, it's a little weird to me. It seems like everybody just gets them in bunches. I don't feel like I get one and then I go 3 days and then I get another one and then 4 days off and get one. It's either like you get 3 in 5 days and like 6 in 11, or you don't get one for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it's all the same strategy for the most part. Well, maybe not always. Sometimes we do kind of get cute and talk ourselves into less than plus EV plays, but it is hard. It's harder than I thought it was, especially when I had those picks initially that were right. I thought it was going to be all smooth sailing, and it's been like a emotional torture kind of thing every show.
Are you sawing us right now?
I'm not that much of a hack.
Like the movie Saw.
I watched an episode last night. It's still great. The Vindicators.
I love it.
About the slate, Awesemo's our members is his lineup card, which he breaks down kind of how he's approaching the slate overall, both pitching and stack wise. But let's talk stacks first.
Everything you just said, I didn't hear.
Oh, whatever. I had a really eloquent point, but how are you stacking so far?
Yeah. Let's hop back over to it, and I'll give my answers. So top stack for me right now is a tie, depending on how you want to break that tie. It's the Yankees and the Dodgers. That is also the top stack of the public, so that shouldn't be terribly shocking. Number 3 for me would be the Indians, and they are there primarily due to being my top stack on FanDuel. They're only 6th for me on DraftKings, but I have double the field of the Indians on FanDuel. And then if we're talking about teams that I'm just generally over the field on, I like the Brewers quite a bit. I love the Phillies on FanDuel. I love the Twins on FanDuel. And I love the Cardinals and D-backs on DraftKings.
Okay.
I know that's a lot,
told Josh
everybody.
before we came on here. Wait, what's going on?
What?
Something fucking up?
I think we're good.
Oh. Okay, good. Sorry, you came in weirdly for a second. Yeah, also, just real fast, because the chat said my mic sounds better. Our issue yesterday, UC, was that young Jake Hari, the baseball savant, has that nickname, not the microphone savant, because he was projecting the audio into his headphones, which then projected into a microphone. So you were hearing me through some sort of weird third dimension kind of audio feed.
Yeah.
So that was how that happened yesterday. Now we know. Yeah, so for me, the Phillies are the top stack that I have, I think, overall. Them and Cleveland are pretty close. With you on the Yankees. I like the Yankees a lot tonight. The Dodgers, I like bits and pieces of. I don't know that I love a full stack. Miner's been pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going to have that. I can't get enough Dodgers tonight, nor can the public. Miner's terrible.
The public also can't get enough Giancarlo Stanton. We're currently projecting over 30% ownership for him. Are you riding with Stanton tonight as part of your Yankee stack, I presume?
I have 35% Stanton on DK, so yes, I am.
Just slightly ahead of the field there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, a little taste. Will Griffey asking a question in general, but I think let's just address it super fast. Adam Plutko. What are you doing with Adam Plutko tonight?
I have a bunch of Plutko. 20%, if I'm honest, and I don't like it because I think he sucks. But sometimes you just got to take people at low prices to fit stuff in. Yeah, it's like the least inspiring thing I'll do today.
No, that's fair. It's getting a little weird for me. But, you know, I'm with you on Plutko. I actually have way too much of him. I feel terrible about him. I don't think he's good. I think there's a decent chance the lefties on the Twins get to him versus lefties, and he has been. He's actually pretty good versus righties, but pretty bad versus lefties. So I have a ton of him too, and I think he's the least safe about the lineups.
We're having some really bad audio. 2 days in a row. You're just cutting in and out really bad.
I feel like it might be a browser thing. Pause. Let me do the great suspender on everything.
Great plugin.
Yes, I think I started using it because of you.
Yeah, I use it constantly. It usually has 99% of my tabs.
Let's see. Now it's not. Of course, it's not helping me out right now. If for something it's grayed out, it's like I won't suspend right now. I cannot suspend.
Yeah, I'm really not excited at all about having Plutko. I just don't know what else I would do. I don't really know where else to go at the low end. I've got quite a bit of Barucki, and I'm okay with that. But I'm finding the structure of pitching really difficult today.
Yeah, I'm doing I think the dollar on DraftKings, where it's a max 20 entry, and because I had a little more time today than I usually have before we go live, and I ended up with a lot of Plutko, and I ended up just going Reynaldo Lopez just to be different because I was like, well, what if it's not Plutko? And then I was like, that's a terrible play, and I'm going to immediately regret that even more. So Plutko's moving up the food chain technically.
Yeah, I don't want to get to Reynaldo Lopez, that's for sure. I don't know what to do if I want to get off of Plutko. I don't know what that answer is. I have a feeling that I need more cheap stacks, particularly on DraftKings. So teams like, I'm already pretty heavy on the Cardinals, but I feel like I need more Diamondbacks and Orioles and like maybe the Rays. But I don't really know how to force that in. You know what? Fuck it. Alex is coming on in 2 minutes. Yeah. All the lineups are in, so I'm gonna do a let's see what happens. Make it crunch. So I don't
know. Donovan of attacking Plutko is Twins much.
I have no idea what you just said.
I do have a little. God damn it! Should we? I feel like this is an appeal for me. Why?
Well, we'll find out pretty quickly if it's me or you once Alex gets here.
Just closing every tab right now.
So if Alex sounds like he's vibrating while he talks, then it's me, which would not be optimal.
Sounds sexy to me.
I don't think it sounds sexy to everybody else.
All right, closing everything.
I think we've got Alex.
All right, I have everything closed now.
We do have Alex. So let's rotate this around a little bit. And kaboom. Have at it. Boss, can you hear us? We cannot hear you. Nope. But I can see that you're talking. See if your mic is off in the appear in link. Nope. All right, here's what we're going to do. Skype call. We got this, people. Give us 1 second. All right. Skype. I'm glad I keep all of this ready to go. So, Chris Spags, Skype call.
Boy. Yeah, should we go back to Skype?
Yeah, that's what's happening right now.
All right, I'll go on Skype now.
Bye-bye. We got this, everybody. Calling Chris and Alex on Skype right now. We'll be good to go in a second. Apologies. Whatever. Now the show's better. It's just me. Oh, Spags. You know you gotta answer this call. Let's go. There we go. There's Alex. Oh, I still can't hear you. We'll get this figured out at some point in time.
Are we working? Are we functional? Am I here?
You're here audio-wise right now. Alex, however, is still muted on Skype. So it's good to know that it wasn't appearing.
We just have issues across the board.
I can see Alex if that's interesting to anybody. No, now I can't.
Is he gonna do like a sexy dance thing? Are we changing the tenor of these segments?
Alex is switching his devices, so we'll give him a second.
All right, guys. Yeah, this is why, guys, sign up for premium membership on Osmo.com so we can upgrade all of our production facilities. Get studios in Chicago, in LA, in Wilmington, not Delaware.
No, not Delaware.
Definitely not Delaware. Let's see. Isn't technology great? You know, the thing is we've come so far in the world of live streaming, and yet we haven't in so many ways.
Yeah, we simultaneously are great at technology and awful. In it's kind of awful. I don't know. Hit me with either ors until we get this going. Let's do whatever. Chris, you're not visibly on the screen right now, but that'll be okay.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here emotionally, and now you can hear me. That's all that matters. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the appear.in might have had some browser issues.
All right, now I only have Alex from a video standpoint. Alex, can you hear us?
What's up, guys?
All right, we can hear you.
Perfect.
We cannot see Chris in this call, but that's not important because that's not why anyone's here.
We can just forget about Chris.
Yeah, just like Dre.
My logo's there. That's fine. Just follow me on Twitter at Chris Spags.
Well, I can see Chris fine, so I'll let you know if he's doing anything particularly funny.
Wait, you can see Chris?
Yeah.
I can't.
What is going on? What a day. What a day in the world of technology we have. But I'm
really good at producing this, apparently.
We do have Alex on. You can hear my voice. You can hear my disembodied voice. That's all that matters. Alex Baker, better known as Osmo, at OsmoDFS on Twitter and Instagram. Alex, how are you doing this week? You've bought the assets of a company. You're a titan now of the media industry. What's new in your world?
Yeah, man. It has been a pretty good week for us, so I'm excited that we have the FanDuel guys and what we can do in the future, because I feel like we have a really strong team now. With you guys, Jake, Nolan, and now all the FanDuel guys. I think we got something good going on.
Yeah, it is a flagship moment in DFS media. I'm sure one that we'll all look back on when this company is as big as Apple. And Alex is a multi-billionaire. I think you're the Mark Zuckerberg in training. That's what I've always called you. you're sucking up now for that equity.
Boom. I figured it out. Now I've got Chris.
Hey, we're all on the screen. It's like the Brady Bunch. But Alex, your article today, you're doing your lineup card for premium members of Osmo.com. Just some of the premium content we have every day. What are your main takeaways there that you're willing to give the people for free from there?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm glad I came on when I did, because it sounded like you guys might need a lifeline. Just a little like phone a friend. So in the article, I kind of break down the grades and ownership from our premium membership, and try to create a strategy based around those that you can apply in the game. So, what I was talking about today is the ownership. Actually, let me bring up my page here. So, the top team is the Yankees as far as projection and grade. And I think they're definitely playable on both sites. I think they're the top stack, and you should consider them such. But then there's a kind of a tier of teams that are grading really well but don't have quite as much ownership. So on FanDuel, we have the Phillies and the Twins and the Orioles. Those are all kind of like second tier in ownership, but they're actually the highest graded teams as far as my GPA. On DraftKings, yeah. On DraftKings, it's a lot more evenly distributed, the ownership. But I'm seeing the Phillies, the Cardinals, and the Nationals all are grading well. Not like a top grade, but after the Yankees, everyone's pretty much equal. So those have the least ownership of the next tier of teams. So I'm recommending those as sleeper picks.
I like that you said the Phillies. So that'll be the thing that we can take video of if somebody complains about you winning with the Phillies tonight, or one of us winning with the Phillies. The Phillies are my favorite stack of the night. I'm on DraftKings, obviously, but yeah, I'm glad you said them. You mentioned also at pitcher. I want to point out one guy who Josh would make fun of you perhaps for liking, but you advocated for one Husky CC Sabathia. What's the logic behind that pick?
I mean, CC just has a really good matchup today. His ownership isn't too high to rule him out. So I think that he's one of the top plays today. I mean, it's not guaranteed that he's going to have a good game, but I think he's in as good a spot as anybody else.
How do you feel, Josh?
Oh, I have a ton of Sabathia.
What the fuck? Why don't you brag about that then? Let's talk about CC. Let's just have a CC Sabathia hour. Let's talk about our.
Everybody's sort of on him. He's the chalkiest pitcher of the day, and I agree with it. So it's not really news.
Oh, come on. This is unfair. It's unfair for you to kill this moment for me where CC Sabathia is a recommended pitcher by everybody.
Well, that's because you like taking him on days where he sucks.
I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't say he's the chalkiest. I think Zach Godley is definitely going to be the most popular pitcher, and also he's my top-ranked pitcher. So I think that he's probably in the best spot.
Yeah.
CC Sabathia has the best matchup. But Godley is the better pitcher overall, obviously, and he still has a pretty good matchup versus the Giants. So recommending him.
So you're not fading Godley at all, then, despite him being the chalkiest option on the slate?
No, I think that I have more than the average person of Godley, just because when I last checked, he was kind of projected for highest ownership, but it's so spread out tonight. That means you should just pick whoever you think are the best plays. I think, well, you guys can quote the ownership for me better, but I don't think it was more than in the 30s on DraftKings and then the high teens on FanDuel.
Yeah, I think he was 32 on DK last I looked. Refreshing now. 33. That was close.
Sean V, one of our favorites in chat, says that he's not into Godley because Godley has never pitched well versus the Giants. Alex, do you want to just give the people sort of a strategy worldview on why individual matchups don't quite matter as much to you when you're building your lineups?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my general philosophy is that talent comes through in any situation. So how someone pitches versus all 28 other teams in the league is going to be really predictive of how they pitch versus the 29th. So I don't like taking one piece of evidence in isolation and then inflating the value of that, because I think all of those are pretty equally important.
There you go. So that's the official take, Sean B. So you could take that one to the bank from a guy who's made a lot in this industry. I guess one thing we should address while we have you on the live stream, you've been having a little fun on Twitter, maybe not so fun because the guy's been kind of spitting some acid your way. But I guess with some of the critics of your play style and your ROI, I don't know what he's going for there. But I guess you want to issue any sort of public statement, your moment at the podium.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had a great NFL season last year. As Samson DFS pointed out to me, I didn't have a great season in two of the tournaments, the Millionaire Maker and the Wildcat. But I'm really thinking about releasing some of my results. But when I do, it'd be kind of as a marketing thing and on my own terms, and not because of some internet trolls like Samson.
The Donald Trump of DFS. You'll release the taxes when you feel like it's appropriate. No political jokes here, just tax related. No, that's fair. I think it's honestly, it upsets me not when people go at you, but like just the acidity sometimes around the industry and people's trying so hard to nitpick at success. Like we try really hard to be a transparent company and to be as open and honest. And even when you don't give out projections because you know that would interfere with how you're approaching it, like direct projections rather. I don't know. It just seems to me like some of the critiques were a bit unfair. So I wanted to make sure we get an official approach out there.
Yeah, definitely. But I think these guys do have a point where there should be some accountability in the industry. What they're doing is kind of the equivalent of a screenshot night, where it's not really showing much of the full picture. And the terms of service of a lot of sites prevent people from publicizing the results of everybody. But I think it would be a good thing if people know how well the people they're taking advice from are doing in their leagues. So it's not industry standard now, but I think it very well could be in the future.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that is sort of a logical approach and evolution of it all. And before we let you go this week, this is, I guess, not the best follow-up, but our most toutiest thing in the world, our home run picks. It's just a way to have fun. It's nothing that deep, guys. So don't screenshot this and send mean tweets, please. But your home run pick before we let you go, who is it going to be tonight, Alex?
So one guy I'm on as a one-off is on the Rays. I will go with Tommy Pham as my home run pick.
Ooh, Tom. All right. See, there you go. Josh, thoughts on that pick? Where does it fall?
Pham is 57th in my model. I don't love it. Not the best home run matchup. Thumbs down to the boss.
Wow. Look at the balls on this guy.
Man, when Pham hits that home run, it's going to sting so bad.
Well, I'll take some steals instead, I won't get credit for it, but I'll still be climbing the leaderboards.
There you go.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's true.
It is. So always climb the leaderboards. That is our boss, Alex Baker, Osmo at Osmo DFS. Any final words for the week, Alex?
Yeah, just thanks everybody for tuning in, and good luck in the contest tonight.
There you go. That's our boss. Thanks, Alex.
Later, boss.
Thanks.
All right, Alex Baker at Osmo DFS. You know him on all of your tournaments and various FanDuel and DraftKings games. He's always the guy rising up to number one. And we you know what? Like I sprung that on Alex. He did not know I was going to ask those questions, but I think it's important that people are talking about it in the industry. He is a very accountable guy and a very human being. So hopefully people stop being fucking dicks for no reason. Just in every walk of life.
It's not going anywhere, so get ready.
No, I'm sure. It's NFL season. Hope everybody read my reviews and my previews because that's how we're gonna win money. That's gonna be our ROI. Just those previews.
Yep, that's what it's gonna be.
Also, if you are getting ready for NFL this year, remember to go sign up. We do have a discount on the site. you get the all-access pass for the season. You get $20 off with code NFLA20 on Osmo.com. You'll get all of our rankings, all of our projections. There's also a ton of other new premium content coming up with some of the FanVice guys that have joined us. Laffy has a deep dive every single day on the MLB slate. Laffy and Adam, sorry. Yes, not to undercut Adam. They do share the duties. But every single day, or rather 6 days a week, they're doing that. It's another pretty good premium feature that we have in addition to Osmo stuff. So go check it out. Join us on there.
Home run picks.
Any weather what was that?
6:30.
Oh, yes, that's right. 6:30. My bad. I forgot that it's our time of day. Is the baseball savant in chat?
Yeah, he talked a bunch of shit before when we had the quality issue, so I assume he's around.
It's a lot of issues going on, but Skype solved it. I think we were trying to embrace new technology too fast. Trust Microsoft. But we have to get.
No, I actually, Alex switched computers.
Oh, well, whatever. Well, our problem though was appear.in because nothing else changed for me.
Yeah, we're good.
Damn you. I think Jake should get first pick, right? Because he is the leader. But if he's not in chat, then what are we gonna do?
Yeah, we can't really wait on him. I would have happily taken. Wait, hold on a second. Do I not have the right Twins lineup in here? Because this is going to be a problem. Did the Twins lineup change, or did I not paste it over? Because I still have Kepler in, and he's not in.
No, Kepler has not been in. Mauer, Forsythe, Rosario, Sano, Grossman, Austin, Cave, Adrianza, Astudillo.
I have the wrong Twins lineup in right now.
Ooh, is that going to throw off your home run game? Ooh, that's
well, no. I was going to take. I was going to take Kepler because I put him into my quick hits today, but he's not in the lineup.
Your quick hits is like cursed.
I don't know why he's not in the lineup. It's the craziest thing. He should be. It's a great matchup for him.
They take Cave.
Okay, so my pick for today will be. You know what? I'm going to go with my other quick hit. I want Matt Kemp.
So going against Mike Minor, you're not trusting the Mike Minor resurgence this year.
No, and neither is Vegas.
Oh, Jake Harvey going back to the well with Kristen Yelich for his home run pick. Jake did pick up the second double dong pick of the season, which we'll remember fondly. I have Matt Olson. He had a double dong earlier in the year. Christian Yelich went off for Jake. So, all right, Jake's hot. Right his hot streak. For me, I'm going with. I don't have the home run rate for him though. So now I'm on the spot and I'm panicking. I'm going to go with Rhys Hoskins.
I don't hate that.
I was going to go with Wilson Ramos, and I think those guys are pretty close. I like them both equally, but Gio's home run rate is so low in general that I'm going to go with the better pure home run hitter.
So Hoskins is 12th in my model.
All right.
The only barrier here would be Gio, a relatively low projected home run rate.
Mm-hmm. He's been bad lately, but still not a ton of home run damage for Gio.
Yeah, and similar case for Wilson Ramos. He would have been 25th for you. So they both grade out really well.
Okay, good. And then, we got Tommy Pham for the boss man. So we got all 4 picks in.
Yeah, the last time I thought the boss was crazy on one of these, I think he got his home run in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, and I'll always remember the Greg Bird grand slam, which really felt like spiking the football. So his rate is definitely the highest out of all of us because he's not picking every day. But when he does pick, they do often count.
All right, what is going on with my Twins lineup?
Rain at Brewers Reds start delayed. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I think that was gonna always be the case. I'm not.
Do we have any other weather concerns?
No, and I don't have any concerns in that game either.
Okay. How about Billy McKinney? Billy McKinney's been pretty hot. I don't hate Alex Cobb against him though. I think Cobb's not been playing too badly, so I think, and also Billy McKinney's been so hot it seems kind of unsustainable. So I'm not on him tonight, but I do think he grades out well.
I'm right with the field, and I've been tugging off McKinney for like a week and a half now. So
yeah, I missed the initial McKinney resurgence because I was on vacation, but since I've caught up with him, I played him a couple times, and he's been more good than not. So I know I should McKinney.
Hit that McKinney.
Let's see. Is Joey Bats earning points tonight? Joey Bats is not on José Bautista. I don't know why I said Joe Bautista. Joe Bautista is not on the Phillies lineup on DraftKings at least. I don't know about FanDuel.
Good question. I didn't look.
Yeah, because I was going to put him in a stack because I do like that Philly stack.
He's 2,800 on FanDuel. And you sure he's not on DK?
I searched him.
3,800 on DK.
He does have a price, but if you actually try to put him in a tournament, he doesn't come up. Like even if you just search Bautista, like from all the available players, because the Mets aren't on the slate, so he didn't get moved. I'll double check, but it wasn't coming up before.
Is that legit? I haven't looked at it. He isn't, Alex. He isn't in the player pool. He was in the all-day slate.
There you go. Because he was on the Mets lineup still, but so he would have been available.
Okay, so I guess I should remember to not fucking use him then, huh?
Yeah, no José Bautista on DraftKings.
Well, no, I guess I can't. I won't be able to, right? He
might be in
Fantasy
your
Cruncher, should he? He's not going to be on Fantasy Cruncher, so it's not going to matter.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, it's fine. I forgot I loaded in the all-day slate today. Okay, that all makes sense now. I remember seeing the pop-up on DraftKings too. So
Matthew Protowell, we sort of already addressed the weather thing, but just to answer him directly, because I think he's pasted this like 5 or 6 times. Is weather going to be okay for Newcombe in Atlanta?
Yes.
Okay. There you go, Matthew. We got you, buddy. So relax. Got to get a good feel for the copy paste, but sometimes we
put it this way. I'm not changing anything about my exposure for Sean Newcombe today.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I could do.
He is in Fantasy Cruncher. I had to uncheck him. I like this better than audio issues and video issues. I like when you just have to suffer on your end.
I don't. I hate when you have to do this stupid dance.
It is a stupid dance.
No, I just keep crunching over and over again, but incorrectly. It's going great. All right, 215. Kaboom.
So Jake's probably off the chat now, so we can talk shit about him. I can't believe he's picking the same guy 2 days in a row again. What a dick.
No, well, the last time he did it, it worked, so I'm not really excited about it.
If it does work again, I don't know. Can't believe he's in the lead.
I'll be honest, I don't mind losing to Jake, but I don't want to lose to you because you're not going to let me ever forget it.
You are correct.
And I'm sure you feel a similar sort of way because I'm going to hang it over your head in every sport, not even just baseball.
You are also correct, but at least that one I could be like, well, baseball is the first time I've ever really played DFS. I mean, it is the first time I played DFS for a full season of it. I've followed baseball enough in the past, but so yeah, so that would be my one count out of that. It would hurt. It would hurt. Jake, I can live with. He really came back on us. That kind of hurts, though. That hurts my competitive juices. Yeah,
I wanted to blow him out. It was feeling really great when we were up a bundle. I just wanted to like publicly shame him with it, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the way it shakes out. It seems like I'm going to be the one that ends up getting publicly shamed.
We got like 3 more weeks, right? Give or take.
I don't know. Probably first week of October, if I had to guess.
Okay. All right. There we go. Best value catcher night. This is a spot where I didn't find any value at all at catcher, so I just paid for Wilson Ramos more often than not. Well, what are you doing at catcher on DK?
Sunday, September 30th, by the way.
Okay, there we go. I knew it was like the end of September, but
yeah. Catcher on DK, you said?
Yep.
Still doing my final crunch. Most exposure for me, Yadier Molina, 24%. I've got Alex Avila at 19, Russell Martin at 14, and Tyler Flowers at 10. Those are all the guys that I have in double digits.
Tyler Flowers, the great, the GOAT. The better than Matt Wieters.
Nope. Wieters went yard a couple days ago.
You did. Matt Wieters is, I feel like ever since you publicly backed him, he's really been doing well.
I've been publicly backing out Matt Wieters for a decade. It just so happens that I didn't have a medium to do that until this April.
I'm glad it finally came through for you guys. Brett asking, is Beeks in play on DK tonight?
Not really. I'll probably have a couple shares of him. His ownership should be low. I'm a little nervous about the AL/NL stuff, so he'll have to hit when he comes in. And depending on how long, was it Castillo starting? Depending on how long Castillo goes, like Beeks might have to just come in and hit unless they burn a pinch hitter immediately. Take him out, like pinch hit for Castillo his first time through and then bring in Beeks, which is probably the most likely scenario. If Beeks is cruising, I think he stays, but I don't think he's in a situation where not having Beeks is going to ruin your night. So it doesn't strike me as the type of move you need to make. Like I said, I'll have a couple shares, but I expect his ownership to be really low. It won't take much to get leverage on the field.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I've been on the record before. I just don't like playing these Rays reliever guy games, so I just avoid that. So at this point,
that you shouldn't do, but today you should, I think.
Fair enough.
I mean, Ryan Yarbrough, when he was coming in, you were able to get like 15% additional leverage on the field in a situation where they were like 190 favorites. Yarbrough is actually decent.
I think I got burned by Yarbrough once too, and then I was like, no, I can't even trust you, Ryan Yarbrough, and then I stormed out and thrust myself belly first onto my bed and cried into my pillow. It's some order of that.
That's so sad.
That's what he did to me. That's what Ryan Yarbrough did. He just hurts you. Any love for Trevor Williams? Justin Jennings asking, and I like this question because I do have a little love for Trevor Williams.
No, I don't have him at all.
Okay.
He's him and Mike Minor are the two guys that I would basically never get today.
So the one thing going for Trevor Williams, his swinging strike rate's taken a pretty big jump recently. Chase rate's also been up. So some of the indicators that usually talk a little more with Jake about, because Jake's the one who turned me on to those stats. A little more indicators for success. he turned me on. Look, he's the baseball savant. When he turns me on, he turns me on.
That turns me off to think about him turning you on. Anyway.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's defensible to go Trevor Williams. He's also projected to be under 5% owned, so I think that's a spot. Not a bad team total, not a great one either. But I think it is a choice to make if you're making a bunch of lineups.
I greatly prefer the guy he's going against.
Oh, Michaelis? Michaelis. Damn it.
So if you go to Baseball Reference and look at the pronunciation, the first part of his name is just big time capital M-Y. And that's the thing that I picture now. I picture my when I see it, and then that gets me to the name.
That helps. That does help.
If that visual wasn't there, and it was just like lowercase my or something, I wouldn't get it. But it's not over the face with it. Imagine
him as my Colas, like he's all my Colas.
Colas.
My Colas has a first name. It's M-I-L-E-S.
I was gonna start. Oh, there you go. I was gonna start singing it too, and I was like, "Fuck, there's too many letters."
I got it because his name is Miles. It worked out perfectly. Great improv. Lots of musical improv this week for some reason.
Yeah, we get really sing-songy from time to time.
I don't know what we're doing here. How is your Cobb exposure relative to your Pleco exposure? Michael L's asking.
I have no Cobb whatsoever.
Oh, okay. I have way more Pleco, but I do have a little Cobb.
I'm not an Alex Cobb guy.
I like to take a little bite of the Cobb sometimes.
No, I don't. I don't like doing that whatsoever. I'm not a big fan of Cobb. I never have him. I stack against him aggressively every day.
My new strategy is to always play the Orioles pitcher because they're all kind of the same guy. Always play at least one lineup with them as long as I'm doing a bunch because it seems like they were so bad earlier in the year, and I don't want to say they've turned it around because they certainly have not turned it around. They turned it around enough, like the pitchers have, where you feel like they're not always stackable against and maybe sometimes useful for you.
Yeah, I don't think that any of them have turned anything around.
I believe in the positivity of believing in guys like Homer Bailey and David Hess. Hess worked out. But,
that was awful.
Bad for us when we picked home runs, though. That was bad. What a dick. Bad idea to mini stack against Godley because of his ownership, Adam is asking.
Yeah, I think so. I just, like, that's not the ballpark to try to get cute.
and he's not really a high leverage pitcher because he doesn't get super rocked, and he does miss bats pretty well, especially lately. He's been missing bats. Rocked. But I mean, he's not the typical guy though who like is throwing like. I mean, he can get rocked. You're right. That's
this isn't really the spot to get rocked. It's really. I mean,
yes.
This will be a really weird game if he just gets absolutely shellacked in AT&T.
Yes, and that park versus this team with how he's been pitching, he's given up some walks and hits recently, but he's still had pretty good stuff. So I think that's why I wouldn't get too cute with him. But
yeah, we're on the same page then.
Yeah. Cobb is a completely different pitcher now, Sean B says. All right, Sean B. Sean B's putting his takes out tonight.
Yeah, he went from absolutely atrocious through July and every other time in his life to now 3 starts, and he's magic, man. Who had a BABIP of 180 over his past 3 games. I'm good.
Sometimes guys just turn the corner. I'm not playing a lot of Alex Cobb, so I don't have my usual defense. You know who wasn't bad yesterday, though? Was Mr. Jacob Nix, who actually was a pretty good pivot to Ivan Nova.
You know who was great yesterday? Felix Hernandez.
Oh, he was great. Yes, you know what? You know who didn't play a lot of Felix Hernandez? Me.
Dude, you gotta... Anytime you think you like one of these old fucks that you used to play, if you like him, don't play him. If you don't like him, play him. Sabathia, Felix, who else are we missing? Fat Bartolo Colon. Who else has been in the league for 25 years?
No Bartolo. Bartolo's never been one of mine, but he does fit the criteria.
Is Jesse Orozco still trying to pitch?
Yeah, no, you're right. I did figure out when to go with the guys for the most part, but I do play it a little too cautious sometimes with CC and Felix because like I don't trust my data always with them. I admit that.
I guess I need to get this information out. So I went from not having any Freddy Peralta this morning to having the Fields level of Freddy Peralta. And I'm not entirely sure how I got there outside of just trying to get some leverage on cheaper stacks and paying up for some more arms. I'm really concentrating my ownership in Peralta, Newcombe, Sabathia, Godley, and Michaelis. I think that's sort of my move today. I'm trying to get more of the cheaper stacks.
Yeah, I've been paying up for my stacks pretty much throughout, and I'm sure that'll be a popular approach. But I'm comfortable playing Adam Plutko. I mean, the total seems like it's backing Plutko, and I think the matchup too. Again, not the lefties there aren't terribly terrifying, and Rosario's been ice cold, so I think that helps him too. But yeah, I'm with you on your top guys. Godley, I don't find super fadeable. I have a ton of him. I did not play a ton of Sabathia, despite all this talk. Again, same thing. I'm worried about getting burned by him, but worked for Felix, so I don't know. Probably should play more.
Sabathia isn't such a great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's any good, but this is just a spot against the White Sox is so hard to pass up. They are so bad at not striking out.
Yeah, it's as good as it gets for CC though. Like to me though, the price and him having a little bit of ownership, I think that's sort of where I usually go. Like, well, now I'm going against my instincts, but I don't know. I don't like getting burned by these guys now. You've shamed me. Fat shamed me for my fat pitcher life.
Yeah, are you gonna have any Jamie Moyer tonight?
Honestly, if they dusted Jamie Moyer off for like if the A's signed him as part of their Moneyball bullshit of dusting off terrible pitchers, I'd give it a shot. Why not?
Amazing.
You know I'm looking at the White Sox lineup, so I actually altered my stats a little to go even shorter view because like I feel like 14 days was like a little bit of an in-between range as like a counterpoint to their 2 season-long averages. 7 days though, the White Sox have been hitting pretty well lately. Like
I wish I could cut that audio out of this show right now.
I'm just
7 days? Are you shitting me with this?
Because I think, I do still look mostly at the 2 season-long averages, but I do want to get a read of guys who are kind of hitting it at the right moment. It's not like the main thing I rely on by any stretch, but it is helpful, I've found, to find guys to avoid or to maybe even play. And the White Sox, maybe they get to CC. They have gotten to a couple pitchers recently.
Let's get Alex back on here to fire you for that statement. And you and Sean V can start your own podcast together.
I'm just trying to avoid pitfalls that are avoidable. And if the White Sox aren't as bad recently as they have been, then maybe don't play CC. That's all I'm saying. Like now I'm talking people out of playing CC. What a twist. Just finding ways.
Look, the White Sox talent could be a different question. They've got guys that can pop a little bit, but they're not going to suddenly not be a team that strikes out a ton.
Okay, that I would agree with.
I don't necessarily think they can't put up runs today, but their style of hitting is incredibly conducive to striking out a lot.
Okay, I totally accept that, and I think you're right. So
yeah, like I don't think CC is immune to getting blown up here whatsoever.
Yes. Okay. Agreed. We are on the same page. I just had to defend a viewpoint that I had while looking at numbers. That's all. I want to have different views. I want to have different lenses to look at the slate.
Chris and Sean show coming up soon.
We are expanding the schedule. We'll find the recency bias hour with Chris and Sean B. How many strikeouts do you have CC projected for? Nichols is asking.
That's a good question that I feel like I don't ever get. I have Sabathia projected for 5.9 Ks.
Okay, that'd be a nice day at the office for CC as long as he doesn't give up 5 home runs.
And that's in 5.4 innings.
Who's your favorite first baseman on DK tonight?
No idea. Let's find out. I have all my lineups and shit in, so we can go crazy for the next 15 minutes. My highest projected first baseman is Ryan Braun at 9.5 fantasy points. I have a lot of guys in that same tier, though. Matt Carpenter, Encarnacion, Freeman, all at 9.3. Miguel Sano at 9.3. Paul Goldschmidt at 9.1. So if we wanted to start taking price into account and my exposure, I really like Ryan Braun. I really like Miguel Sano. I really like Neil Walker as a bit of a bargain. 3,600. I'd be more likely to use him as a second baseman, but he has first base eligibility if you need it. That's about it. Anybody that I'm not on. Trey Mancini getting a bit of juice. I'm quite a bit under the field on him. Encarnacion, similarly, double-digit expected ownership. I don't have much.
Yeah, I agree with you on Encarnacion. He's my top owned guy tonight. I do like the mini part of that Cleveland stack and full ones. I think that they look good, and I'm sure it'll be a popular approach. I think our ownership actually, I would say, is even a little low for going against in that matchup for Cleveland. I feel like everybody on that stack looks pretty good.
I really like the top 3 guys. That's about it. At least on DK. On FanDuel, I love Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez, Encarnacion, and Kipnis in particular.
I like Melky, and again, Melky's been very hot. Melky's been the best hitter in that lineup recently. Which
I have 1% Melky.
You might be juicing. So his numbers over the past week: 452 on base, 405 isolated power, BABIP before 17, and 9.5% home run rate. So watch out for test Melky's pee would be my takeaway.
Probably drinks it.
He's like, I can't waste any of my precious PEDs. Just who was the boxer who did that on the HBO 24/7 doc?
I know Lyoto Machida does it, but it's very popular in like Brazilian culture.
Okay, gotta get those nutrients back in your body.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it if I had to.
Loser of the home run race has to drink their own pee on the live stream. That's exactly what Tom would love. But so many nutrients.
What else we got?
Which Orioles players do you like today, if any? Pacquiao did it. You're right. Thank you, got to get this win. Pee drinkers in all places in the fighting world. Which Orioles players, Josh?
Sorry, I'm responding to someone in our Slack. Okay. I'm way underweight on the Orioles on DK, half the field. And similarly, I don't have much on FanDuel, so no Orioles players, I guess, would be my best answer. They're one of the teams I'm most under the field on. In fact, they are the team that I am most under the field on now.
Do you like any Milwaukee bats?
Yeah, I'm over the field on Milwaukee on both sites. So on FanDuel, lots of Ryan Braun, lots of Jonathan Scope. I like the heart of that order. For the Brewers on DK, same story. A lot of Braun, not as much Scope, but Kane, Shaw, Braun, and Moose Tacos.
Speaking of Milwaukee, too, the home run picks for today, the currently hot baseball savant Jake Hari is going back to Christian Yelich after he hit 2 home runs for him yesterday. I am going with – who the fuck did I go with? I forgot now. Well, I know you're going with – you are going with – I also forgot that.
Matt Kemp.
That's right, Matt Kemp. And mine was Rhys Hoskins, and the boss man picked Tommy Pham. So those are our home run picks for the day. I'll write these like the second they come in. There's like too much information flying in these live streams. Soon maybe we'll have an employee to do this.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
Yelich, Tommy Pham.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm doing it. Kind of regretting my Rhys Hoskins pick now that I'm looking at it and writing, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's fine. I kind of want to let you change it with the hope that Hoskins homers, and it drives you like absolutely crazy.
It would. No, you know what? I got to stick with Rhys.
Okay, so who would you change it to? Because I can get just as much satisfaction out of that answer.
Who would I change it to would probably, let me just go to my pitcher comparison.
Because I'll get just as much out of him going yard as if you changed it and didn't.
Honestly, it'd probably be Melky.
Really?
Yep.
Holy shit, how far down is he? You could have it if you want it.
No, I won't. I'm an honorable man. I'll stay with my pick, but I like Melky. I like Melky being a lefty versus Plutko.
Melky coming in 102nd out of 152.
Can't buy that kind of value.
And by the way, Melky not facing Adam Plutko. Plutko pitching for his same team.
Oh, my bad.
Facing
Shit.
Cole Stewart.
My bad. I mixed them up. Sorry. Cole Stewart. Cole Stewart's not any better, to be clear. I dyslexic that up. You're right.
If he hits one off of Adam Plutko today, we've got one of those Gary Payton rock and jock game situations going on where Plutko switches uniform in the middle of the game.
Honestly, Plutko should be like the team QB for that game, just tee up home run balls for both sides. Ryan B, I'm not taking Melky to be clear. It's still Rhys Hoskins for me.
Rajman Sano is number 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Your home run model. I feel like
it's the only thing he does. He's got like just as much raw power as Stanton. He's just a shittier hitter.
Your home run machine needs to go back to the lab. Figure it out. Needs to work on its jumper so catch up with Jake's.
It's such a good home run matchup because Adam Plutko is actually pitching for the Indians and has a terrible home run rate. If Melky Cabrera were on the Twins, I might agree with you. I mean, I wouldn't because Melky Cabrera is not a great home run hitter. But, yeah, I would like it a lot if Adam Plutko was on the other side.
God damn it.
That went so well for me, I didn't even...
It's been a long day. It's been a long day. All right. Carpenter dong. People just making their dong picks. If you have some either ors, get them in now while we're still doing this. Please. I guess not please. I don't really. You don't want to do either ors. You guys don't have to.
Oh, yeah, I'll happily do some either ors.
Brian B. just saying stuff. Sarcastic font. Sure. Godley gave up 7 runs twice this year already, says Andres Alvarez. Just FYI.
Yeah, look, he could give up 7 runs today, but it'd be like single, fielder's choice error type stuff. It's hard to give up a ton of bombs in AT&T.
Who is your highest exposed pitcher under 7K? I would presume on DraftKings. There you go, on DraftKings.
I felt like I should have known that off the top of my head. Sorry, I've been trying to do multiple things at once. Under 7K, Plutko.
Fucking Plutko.
The problem is, like, I expect him to pitch like enough innings. That's sort of been the problem. I don't think he's very good, but I had no reason to like totally nerf the time that he's in the game, and that's what's pushing him up from a value perspective. It's just like an opportunity thing. I kind of wish he was only going to go 3 innings so I could fucking ignore him.
I handmade my lineups, and I willingly chose Adam Plutko. So, like, you do have kind of a stark realization whenever you're hand-making the lineups, because it's like you're staring the guy in the face, and you're like, I'll choose you. Like he's a Pokemon. And it's going to hurt even more when he gives up 7 runs.
Dana, how much Sano tonight on FanDuel with that chance at a homer? I'm glad you asked. We're projecting 10%. I've got a crisp, wait for it, 35%. Probably the guy that I have the most leverage on the field.
Actually, I would love if he was like really cold over the last week, and I could point that out.
I'm sure he was. He's cold constantly.
Actually, he is cold, but he's still been hitting home runs. He's 240 on base percentage this past week.
Yeah,
but it's still hitting home runs.
That's not what I'm rostering him for.
You don't want him to get some walks and some singles?
Yeah, he only hits home runs.
Chicks love the long ball. Chicks dig it.
Yeah, well, if he goes yarded, it will be very valuable to me.
Bird or Ramos on FanDuel?
Bird or Ramos?
Ramos for me.
Oh, I see that. How that's getting asked. Okay, so Bird. I don't have this entered in here correctly. That's a pain in the ass. Wait.
Probably affecting your home run model.
Can I? No, it's just the visual for this filter. I have 10% Bird. Let me hop to Ramos. I'd go Ramos.
The bird is not the word.
I don't have it catching catchers and first baseman. I guess I could have just typed in another position. Stupid asshole. That's why you did it the way you did it. There we go. See, sometimes it just takes a little time. Yeah, definitely Ramos. I've got 17% Ramos, and he's even got a higher projection at a slightly lower salary. So, yeah. I mean, if you're trying to play an ownership game, we're projecting Greg Bird to have half the ownership of Ramos. So, it might be a way to get a little bit different if you need to do something like that. But I would take Ramos just based on my ownership. But it's really a coin flip.
This isn't I don't get why this guy's asking this question this way, but Ramirez or Machado on DK, I guess if you're starting a lineup with one of those guys, I don't know. It's different positions.
Yeah, so I guess we're going Jose Ramirez?
Yes, I would presume that's
I would rather have Machado.
Let's see.
It's close.
I agree with that too.
It's a 50-50 for me.
Actually, you know what? I probably would go Ramirez, but it's hard because they're different positions, so I don't really view them the same way. But
yeah, I need more. I need to know what's going on with the rest of the lineup for that one.
How much Baraki do you have, if any?
8%.
Andres Alvarez just skipping over my home run pick. Very disrespectful. You're gonna get yourself a mute like that. You fucking include my home run pick in that list. God damn it! I'm in second place.
Andres, I'll make sure I unmute you immediately after that. I'm very pro what just happened.
Josh does not care at all about your mute status, whereas I am petty enough. No, I'm kidding, but fucking include my pick, you cunt. Is anyone else on Dereck Rodríguez on FanDuel? We did not take Dereck Rodríguez at all. How are you doing on Dereck Rodríguez?
I have 1% on FanDuel, 3% on DK. I think that's going to be a big regret for me. I think he's a guy that I wish that I was paying up for. I kind of wish his ownership was projected to be a little lower. I think he would be a good guy to pay up to be contrarian for, to unlock stacks that the public's not totally getting to.
I just don't think he's a good enough strikeout pitcher. Like, to me, he's one of those guys who I'll play like when I'm just looking to not get blown up. But I wouldn't want to pay a premium for that on this slate, I don't think.
No, I get that. It's just sort of a daily construction thing for me. Diamondbacks have a little swing and miss in them, but I agree. Rodriguez not that kind of strikeout pitcher. I have Rodriguez projected with the 5th most Ks of the day, and hop back over. The weighted average price of our expected ownership on DK for pitchers is just slightly over $8,000. It's usually a bit higher than that. That's pretty low. So I made some tweaks today to try to go a little bit higher over that number. And I'm hoping that makes me a little bit different on DraftKings. But I still have a lot of Yankees and Dodgers because they sort of transcend everything from a value perspective. But I've got a ton of Twins, a lot of Diamondbacks in a situation where, I don't think they're in the best spot, but I think it's a decent leverage play.
Yeah, I actually agree.
Overall,
I agree with Ryan B's. Ryan B's little thing there. He says just play Michaelis if you want to play Rodriguez. He's cheaper in the same pitcher. I think that's pretty close to my stance.
Yeah, I have 38 or 36% Michaelis, and we're only projecting 18, so I'm already there. I'm double the field on Newcombe. I'm double the field on Michaelis, and I'm close to double the field on Sabathia.
Ooh, okay, that's exciting. Just remember, if the White Sox obliterate him, I didn't play any White Sox, and I think I played very little CC, but they do.
Blammo.
We're all going to worship at the feet of Sean B. Not that he said that, but probably not. All right, we're locked. Anything else interesting in chat? Mike Minor is never fun to stack against. I agree. He's been good this year. Good enough.
Yeah.
Go Cobb. Good luck, guys. All right, we'll call it a wrap. Thank you guys for watching this week. Throw us a like if you haven't. We don't usually farm for likes too much on this channel, but it does help us out. It's like a little tip for us, so we feel good about ourselves. A little pat on the head. So throw us a like. Make sure to subscribe as well. If you're not a premium member of Osmo.com, all the things we talk about, daily articles from Osmo himself, along with new premium content from Lofty and Adam, where they're breaking down MLB stuff every day. More things to come for NFL season and NBA season. So go get in there now. Get that all sport package if you want. We'll be doing that stuff. And we'll also be doing CFB DFS. I don't think we are. Do you know anything about that, Josh?
Say that again?
College football DFS?
We're not going to be able to get out of the gates fast enough for it. It's definitely something that we're looking at right now. But the lack of advance notice kind of put us behind the eight ball. So we're not going to have it quickly. But we're working on it.
There you go. So something in pipeline hopefully for this year, Will.
Yeah,
we'll get back to that.
We just didn't get enough time, and there's we would never want to just roll out quick content.
Yeah, everything's really thought out and handcrafted with love on our site. It sounded sarcastic, but that is a genuine.
It really is. In a way, I wish it wasn't. Home run, Eduardo Nunez. Is that the earlier games? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the early slate.
I was just like, holy shit, that was fast.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you soon. So thanks for watching.
Adios.